Hey, this is Marc at Minarik Guitars. Wanted to talk to you today about some really cool, historically significant things that have gone on with Minarik and Walt Disney Corporation. Pretty cool stuff. So the 50th anniversary of the ride at Disneyland called the Haunted Mansion. Disney wanted to do something really special to commemorate this. So we were contacted to do a very high-end, exclusive, limited number of guitars for this celebration. You cannot buy these from Minarik. These are officially licensed Disney products. If you're interested in these guitars, you have to go directly to Disney. The good news is they have the guitars on display at the most obvious high-end spots on all of their Disney World, Disney Epcot Center, any place that they sell the amazing high-end Disney artifacts. You can find these guitars. I have two of the guitars here today. I want to go over some of the really cool Easter eggs, the intricate detail, the difference between the one acoustic we made and the 13 electrics that we made, so you really have an understanding how over the top these guitars are. Now, if you've been following Minarik Guitars for a while, you know we specialize in just over the topness. So these are no exception. And on top of that, we got to use really cool licensed Disney artwork from many people's past and childhood. I'm sure you're going to recognize some of this stuff. So let's get right to it. I'd like to start with the electric, start talking about how we did this, some of the hidden Easter eggs, detail, and how we went over the guitar here. So I'm going to pick this up. Right here we have number 13, Lucky 13. One of the 13 we made electrics. So on the headstock for the electrics, we've got the mandolin headstock, the M in brass, okay? We have mother of pearl web going across the entire fretboard. Now, this is not some rub-on overlay. This is inlaid micro web mother of pearls, and we had to mask that. It was a pain, but it was worth it. Also, look at the truss rod cover. The truss rod cover is cut out of the same wood as the headstock and has the web inlaid into the truss rod cover that perfectly blends in with all the other webs on the headstock. And then we have the beautiful purple mist burst on the headstock around the web. Looks absolutely fantastic. So there's a couple other materials on a mirror on the wall here on the top, and in the middle of it we have the number 13. Well, all of these guitar headstocks on the electrics are technically a one of one, because as it goes from number 12 on down to number 1, the number changes. So every one of these is different. This is 13, number 7 would have a 7 in the correct font. So they really are one of one, even though there are some similarities. So onto the fretboard. This looks like a beautiful tree of life. To anybody who's a fan of Disney knows this is the wrought iron on the Disney ride in Anaheim. It's exact, and we even used a beautiful recon stone that mimicked the green wrought iron they have at the ride. It just came out absolutely fabulous over a beautiful piece of figured ebony. So it really pops. Very happy with how this turned out. Looks as nice as the rest of the guitar, absolutely. Let's keep moving down onto the body. So here we got to the business. This is where we have airbrushing going on. Absolutely incredible. It goes over the pickups, the pickup rings. We actually have this as a single pickup. No neck position pickup to give extra space and room for the beautiful Haunted Mansion logo and artwork. Volume and tone. We have a beautiful custom Seymour Duncan pickup in all 13. So the sound of these guitars is going to be phenomenal. And it's a custom shop pickup, not one of the ones you just buy out of the box. So we went the extra mile with that, and would like to thank Seymour Duncan, of course, for all their help. And you will see a rendition of the Haunted Mansion along with the familiar gravestones with all the comedy jokes that are written on the front. If you've been to the ride, you're familiar with that. And then you've got your 3 ghosts, the hitchhiking ghosts, very famous. Beautiful sky. You've got a full moon with a little bit of a skull grafted into it. You've got bats, trees with very disgruntled faces. And of course, like everything at Disneyland, we were mandated to have hidden Mickeys. These guitars are no exception. So here's the cool thing we did. I'm not going to tell you where they are, but I will tell you this, and this is with the electrics only, okay? Number 13 has 13 hidden Mickeys. Number 12 has 12 hidden Mickeys. Number 11 has 11, and as you go on down, the number of hidden Mickeys changes. So again, these truly are one of a kind, even though they're part of a set of 13. Absolutely phenomenal. Lots of little things that we did. The logo here with the Haunted Mansion, at the bottom of the logo there's a skull, and we made sure the artwork set perfectly so the two set screws for the pickup pull pieces make the eyes of the skull. Little things. As you go over the guitar, you're going to see so much detail. You could spend probably an hour looking at the front of this guitar finding things. So additionally, I may flash a picture up on the screen so you can see it, but we also hid some Easter eggs with invisible paint. Not invisible technically, it would be like a UV paint. So when you put a black light on the front of this guitar, these things pop out. And you normally can't see them. I mean, you can't see them at all now. Again, more fun ways to hide things in the instrument, also as we move to the back here. Now, as per most high-end Minariks, it's abalone bound. Let's go ahead and flip the guitar around to the back and the side. So I'm going to turn this to the side, and we're going to stop here for a second. Really interesting marbled black and purple paint. This was done with airbrushing. It's a very time-consuming technique. It's also difficult to do properly. So we have a very amazing person doing the airbrushing work, and it came out absolutely spectacular. There's a little bit of a sparkle to it. So as you move along a light, it jumps out where the light's hitting it along the edge. Now you notice there's double binding. So this was another idea that made these guitars much more difficult for us to produce, but again, in the end, very much worth it. We double bound these. The back of the guitar is abalone bound. Now normally we don't do this on electric neck throughs. We actually redesigned this whole top portion where it comes across the neck. So you have a complete wrapped up back, and the idea behind doing this was this artwork here. Now if you're familiar with a ride, they have beautiful wallpaper inside the first room of the Haunted Mansion. And this is the exact artwork that's on the wallpaper. Again, with this beautiful purple mist burst inside and the wood grain showing through. Okay, so the idea was to frame this beautiful wallpaper as opposed to just having it, you know, with a 3/4 round over going to the side. So it took more work, worth it in the end. Another detail, look at the control cavity cover. It is also matched to the paint and the wood grain. So I will tell you, these are not cut out of wood. Okay, our airbrushing master, Craig Fraser, he mimicked the wood grain in the real wood on the guitar onto the back of the control cavity cover, so it looks like a natural wood cover. More of the beautiful marbled neck, the paint job, you just have to see this. It's very amazing, the depth that you get with this marbled paint style. Going from very light mist purples to dark areas, and done, it almost looks like animal print. Not quite, but it has that essence. So very, very easy on the eyes when you turn this on the back. It's almost, I don't want to say too nice to be the back of an electric guitar, but it's gorgeous. I mean, you'd almost want to be spinning this around so people can appreciate all of it. I know I enjoy it quite a bit. A beautiful neck profile, it just gorgeous. Gorgeous guitar. Again, the mandolin headstock. And there are some things hidden in the artwork on the back of the guitar. So there's always going to be Mickey's and of course the invisible UV paint, where you've got to put this under a black light to get everything to pop. So we'll go ahead and we'll say goodbye to the number 13 electric, and we will then move over to the acoustic. And that was built and designed differently than this, and you'll see when we get to that point exactly how different.